Yo, welcome Team RaddTitan, and today is an amazing day. We are incredibly honoured because what we have right here is the super impressive Kinetiquettes Lion-O versus Mumm-Ra diorama. Now Alex seen this in Singapore last year, and due to some licensing reasons
lack of interest,
unfortunately this is the only one of its kind. And Kinetiquettes have graciously, we tried very hard to push this piece and share it so people would order, and they have, I guess they're trying to reward us by letting us actually get our hands on it and show it. I don't know what's going to happen to it, but stay tuned to hear what we think, yeah? Peace.
Alright everyone, so we're back, and this year we're saying we're going to be looking over the Kinetiquettes Lion-O versus Mumm-Ra diorama from Thundercats. Again, again, what happened was I saw this in Singapore. It was an unpainted prototype. It was actually what it would have been this piece, but the base was much bigger then. So they've
Bigger than this?
It was bigger. It was more of like a quarter of a circle.
Dude, this must be about 25, 26 inches wide.
Pretty big, I'd say. It was on a 62 centimetre square table, and it was overlapping both sides. So yeah, it's about, I think it's about 77 wide, I think.
Wow!
But anyway, so I saw this in Singapore, and it actually took me by surprise. I didn't expect to see it.
No hints or nothing, innit?
Well, a lot of the XM pieces, you saw teasers, so you kind of knew what you were getting before you got there. There was a few little surprises when you go into the other rooms and things, but you genuinely, you normally sort of had an idea of what was coming. But with this one, I went to the Kinetiquettes stall. They didn't have it on the preview day, and they didn't have it on the Saturday, and then the Sunday was all of a sudden there, and I was just like, whoa, where the hell did that come from?
Yeah.
And it took me by surprise. So basically, we've been in touch with Adib, and we've been pushing the piece. We did a chat with Adib, and he went through it with us. Also, I ordered one. So I was talking to Adib, saying how excited I am for it to come. And then he broke the news to me and said, well, actually, it's been cancelled because 17 people ordered. So
It weren't bad though. I mean, the price of this was a G, right?
It was $1,000, but it's. I don't think people understand how big this is, because someone was saying to me that the Wolverine versus Hulk is $650. So why is this a G?
Oh, this is bigger.
This is much bigger. I mean, people don't understand the scale of this.
I mean, that Lion-O is 1.5 times the size of Wolverine.
He's much bigger, yeah.
And that Mumm-Ra is fucking massive.
It's probably. What do you use? Hulk size?
Ish.
Yeah.
Maybe Hulk's probably a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
But I mean,
But
the
then
base of it, it's a very big. It's a huge piece.
So as I say, what we'll do is.
I don't think that's bad.
No.
I don't think that's too crazy.
So yeah, I talked to Adib a lot, and he basically said to me, how do you feel about if I send you the prototype across so you could do a video? It was mixed feelings. I was pretty much like,
We should unfriend him, block him, and keep this shit. That's what I'm
I am tempted, and I did threaten him with it, and then he said he's going to come and hunt me down in Singapore, and I think then you put a comment to say that I'm protected.
Yeah, you're safe. You're safe.
But,
yeah, you're all right. Don't worry.
So I was speaking to him, and he said, we'll send it across, you guys can go do a few videos for it, and take a lot of pictures
Great
for
honour,
us.
massive honour. What an honour that
and then
is.
you can send it back, and we were like, yeah, okay, that's just like the biggest tease ever. But the reason why we are doing this is the team, the artists, the company, they've put a lot of time and a lot of money into this, and I think it's criminal not to be shown.
Totally agree.
This. 100%. I mean, there's a few pieces I'm trying to get First for Figures to do the same thing with. There's the Baroness and Ravage is one of my pieces I love that never got made. We're actually doing a video on that, by the way. Top 5 cancelled pieces.
Sweet.
Anyway, because this is good.
Story for another time.
So I'm trying to get First for Figures to agree to send that. I think he said he's looking for it at one point, and I did get quite happy about it because I do really like that. But anywho, so what we'll do is we'll do the usual. We'll start down low and we'll work our way up. So let's go down to the base. So this is actually from Mumm-Ra's lair. So this is when he's got his like big, like kind of cauldron-y pool thing, isn't he? That he looks in and whatever
Purple
else.
bubbles bubbles always going off and all down.
So based on that, the original idea for this was if this was successful and popular, they were going to make add-ons where it was going to be, I think you said Panthro versus the green guy.
Yeah, the lizard guy, the fat lizard.
Yeah, so it's going to be Panthro versus him, and it was going to basically be a big circle with all these bits added on, and that would have been fucking amazing. Probably not many people would be able to display it that way.
Oh
but
yeah, you'd need like a big centre. I mean, there are big players out there that would easily have the space, but
I just, it's a shame, as I say, I just think it was a great idea, great concept.
It's a shame there wasn't enough interest in it. But anyway,
So,
I mean, the base in itself is massive. I mean, these things, these pillars, they come off and they're easy a couple of kilos each.
Yeah.
I mean, they're crazy, the weight. I think the work on the rocks is done really, really well. Personally, I'd probably drop it a shade to a little bit more of a lighter grey because it's got like hints of blue. You know, there's a little bit of like a hint of blue into it, which I like, but I would like it a bit different.
The cartoon is like that.
Yeah, I know, but some things in 2D, in 3D don't work as well. And when you've got this beautiful skin tone, I mean, really of Mumm-Ra especially, I think this colour distracts me from the blue. It just brings my eye away. So I would definitely go a little bit lighter. Although I agree with you, it's accurate. But I think, to be honest with you, I mean, there's bubbles there's all this translucent resins in the inside, which we'll show you some pictures of.
Well, also there is all of these pieces come off.
Yeah.
And they're all lettered. So you've got like, actually I'll turn my camera on here. So they're all lettered.
Yeah.
So they all have, actually, turn that on there.
What, like these bits?
Yeah, so they're all lettered like that. So that's like that, and then it's actually lettered into the resin.
Yeah.
This actually reminds me of when we saw the Somart's piece.
Yeah.
Same kind of way as that. What we're going to do is, as I say, we are starting on the base.
Yeah.
So if I just get some close-up shots while we're doing it, because just try that out.
But you can see there what I'm talking about. You got all these sort of translucent resins. You've got bubbles that are actually popping, rocks that are landing into it. This obviously landed into it and disturbed it.
Well, it's part of the pillars.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's crumbling through the fight, and it's hitting the ground, it's hitting these things, and it's really, really a wicked effect. And there's little bubbles in the corners here that look outstanding. And then Mumm-Ra's foot obviously planting and landing into it, and the sort of primordial soup, so to speak, going all over the damn place.
And you've got to say that, so start off with the steps as well. I mean, they come out quite far.
They do. I think they're a little unnecessary size-wise, but now that this is one of a kind, I don't think it makes any bit of difference.
And also under here, this comes off, and then that's all the controls for the lights, which, I mean, I know this is a prototype, but I'm hoping that if they were to make this when they did, that would be on the back, because that's not a very good idea to have that on the front.
Yeah.
As I said, so what we'll do then is we'll work our way up. Working your way up, as I say, you've got these huge kind of pillars here, and a big pillar there.
Comes in two parts.
This one comes in two
So
parts.
it's this piece
And
and
this one here is probably one of those pieces that if someone broke into your house, you're going to pick up that and club them with it.
I'm telling you something else as well, man. The cracking and the decaying on the rocks and the shading, really nice. All over this, actually, everywhere, all over the rocks and the stones.
As George was saying as well, I mean, the rocks are great, they're all different sort of shapes and sizes. And then you've got all the pieces of the pillar kind of falling down. They're also like, with the pillar here, you actually have like parts of the rocks actually going around his cape as well, and they're done really well like that. Like there.
Oh yeah.
And
This is a beast as well, isn't it?
the
Jesus.
cape, again the cape. I mean, I do that with the cape. I'm hoping I can get this good on there. It's just the light's not very good from this angle, but the cape is huge.
Lovely
really
colours as
nice.
well, like a blacky shading into the red, then a nice solid black, almost charcoaly grey on the edges here, where it's done. The shading is very, very clever, very nicely done.
Yeah, I like it.
And it's textured as well. It's
It
not
is.
no smooth looking fucking cape looking shit. It's lovely textured. It's got like loads of gritty, grainy sort of stuff on it. I really like that a lot. Really done well. And I actually have to say I really love the paint job on Mumm-Ra.
The funny thing is, I think with this piece, when I took out the pieces, there was a lot. I mean, I think there must be 6 or 7 of these little rocks in here that come out.
and then you've got this piece, you've got 2 over there, and then Mumm-Ra is quite a lot of pieces, so you have his whole body. When you kind of take his body out and you have it in your hand, I thought the paint was a bit water washed kind of thing. I thought it was it's hard to explain, like watercolor.
Like a watercolor.
Yeah, so it was like that, and then you see the bandages, and I felt the same way about it.
The bandages could be a little bit sharper.
But then once you start putting all his armour, you start putting him together, I think it looks much better together like that. Well, I think it really does work.
Yeah, but the funny thing is with the paint that is on him is you can't even pick a colour. It's blue, grey, turquoise, green,
white as well,
and white. It looks alive.
Well, my point I was getting into was...
Oh, is that where you were going?
Yeah, I was going.
Sorry, you just took fucking all day.
So yeah, but then it's one of those things as well when... a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And then also, when you actually look at it, this piece really grows on you. My girlfriend, when she first saw it, she wasn't overly impressed, and I've had it on display now for about a week, and every day she's been sort of noticing something different. And like today, she said to George that this piece is one that's really good, like she really likes it now.
Yeah.
And she's saying
it's a grower, not a show.
Yeah, like me.
The thing I just find that when I'm looking under here and I'm looking at Mumm-Ra, especially around the thighs, the knee, there's loads of crinkles in his skin, loads and loads of texturing. You can sort of see what I'm talking about from here. If I put it there, you can sort of see, especially look at that knee and then onto the thigh. There's lines and there's difference in colours, almost like it's translucent. Like underneath you can see veins. See on that knee, it looks like there's veins and things popping through there. Really, really nice. The work up there, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Just really, really beautiful work on the colour. That's probably one of my favourite pieces actually. Is the Mumm-Ra's my favourite part.
Yeah.
Really like that Mumm-Ra.
No, I think
that them bandages could have been done a little. Maybe a bit of mixed media would have really broken that up nicely. You know what I mean? And they've got these real chains on it as well, which I didn't even realise.
Well, the chains are from Lino's claw, and the thing about the chains, if I go close, is he's got these kind of claws that he's shot out, and then these are to go up on his hand, and he's kind of holding it.
Yeah.
But I haven't worked it out, to be honest with you. So they're meant to go. So these chains, so they'll wrap around his arm, and then that chain will go in his hand.
I see. I get you.
So basically, then you've got working here. You've got the gold on his kind of legs. These all come off here. So you've got one here, one on the side, one on the other side, one on his crutch, and one on his attack. And then and then also you got this this energy ball, which is a clear resin energy ball, and that is pretty nice as well.
Is like a silver centre.
And then also the helmet does come off. I would have liked as well is if the helmet came off, you could actually display it without the helmet. But he's got all kind of grooves in his head for the helmet to stay on. So I'm not going to take it off. Actually, should I? No. And then you've got all these kind of bandages that come out there. There's so much that has gone into this. There's so many.
It's unbelievable, really.
And then you've got his flame sword, which I did put on the wrong way. It was like in a C shape. You need it in an S shape. And it's got all this clear resin here, which I don't know how well that will come out, but if you shine like a light behind it, say, let me try that. If you shine the light behind it, it will pick it up very nicely.
What's nice about it though what's nice about it is the yellow sort of smooths out into an orange and to almost like a red ends of them, which is really well done, really nice. I really like that. I'm really happy with that. I think that looks great. I think the Mumm-Ra's exceptional. I really do. Maybe I could critique a little bit on the gold, but I don't, on the shins a little bit.
Well, what I like as well, so going back to the helmet, I do really like all the slashes on the mask.
Yeah.
All the slashes on his side.
Face looks cracking. Teeth, the tongue, he's got like a blue tongue, he looks like a chow chow.
Yeah.
And he's got the red glowing eyes, and the glow's coming like reverberating out of the eye. That looks pretty cool as well.
Yeah.
It's a shame about the top though, isn't it?
Yeah. And then also the join as well. The join's quite bad because obviously you're not meant to.
And obviously this is a prototype, so the it's going to have things that need to be sort of sharpened up for release. Sure. Quite like that, man. I do like that Mumm-Ra a lot. I love his muscle definition as well. He's definitely Hulk-like.
Well, you like your big men.
I do, and I think the way that they've done the muscles across here, you know, the obliques and serratus muscle groups, the traps, you know, they've really nailed the anatomy on like a beastly dude.
Yeah.
Really happy with that.
And then, then you go across and you work your way over to lino. So just get some close-ups on this lino first of all. So we're just doing up and down. I think the face doesn't photograph very well. I think
looks pretty cool. Face
looks
back
I think
on.
it's one of the things that I've seen a lot of photos of it, and then in person, I looked at it and I'm like, actually, it does look pretty good. But when I saw it in photos, shit, I can't remember it. So you got just the physique and stuff as well.
You're better off around that way, innit, where the light's behind you rather than in front of you.
Yeah.
Just go around it that way. Thing is with this claw though, this isn't very accurate though, is it?
Well,
I don't recognise these at all. And it's got no gems in its thing, but then again, that's going to be going into his arm, isn't it? That's why there's no gems on this thing here, because they're into his arm.
Yeah.
Spikes in
And
his
there's
arm.
also, I mean, the sword's not finished as well, so there's no Eye of Omens on there.
Yeah.
So let me just do that.
Is the Eye of Omens on it when he's fighting with it though? I thought it's just there when he wants to see and it opens up.
I can't remember, to be honest with you. In all honesty,
You Thundercats, bitch.
I think the PCS one came with two swords, and it was the most pointless thing ever because you're never going to use the other sword.
Yeah, because the other sword had just the lights.
Yeah. So if you sit down, George.
It's really, really nice actually. That.
So, yeah,
the anatomy on that as well was done really well.
Yeah, so I mean, if you're looking at the physique's done really well on the lino.
Yeah.
It's done pretty nice. I mean, the sculpt is really nice on that.
Beautiful.
I do
anatomy,
think
beautiful
that
anatomy.
I mean, again, it's this is just the paint ups anyway. I do think the shading could have been a bit better on lino, but again, it's prototype level, so
I think I think maybe
it's really hard to
little bit.
it's hard to talk about it because we're so used to reviewing things that this is a one of a kind that's never going to go anywhere, and
the
it's
project.
hard not to kind of critique it when we know it's going to get adjusted anyway. So yeah, looking at the face,
It's a little bit comic-y as well, didn't it? In fairness,
it's a bit of kind of like their own take. It looks
yeah,
like.
but I mean, I've
It's
seen
like
I've got
version.
like loads of comics of
Yeah.
like live so that you could display when we were in. I can't remember when I first went to Prague,
Yeah.
and I looked through the art on the comics, and Lino has a sort of a feminine, little bit more feminine quality that I think. There's a little bit of that in the face on this, more for the comic. So I think it's a little bit of a mash-up between the cartoon and the comic.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And I think they've done it exceptionally well. I mean, for me, Mumm-Ra is my big standout. I think Mumm-Ra is fucking.
Well, that's what my
unbelievable.
girlfriend was saying because she was here when I set it up. When I put the Mumm-Ra there, put all his parts together, she was like, "Oh yeah, he's really cool. He's really cool, really nice." And then I put Lino on it, and she's like, "Oh, he's a bit underwhelming." I was like, okay.
I like the pose, and
Don't
I think they've really done the anatomy on him well. You know, he's twisting, he's turning, he's got his different angled legs, and I think they've captured his bicep, and even the tricep. You can see Rand's got the three heads of the tricep.
Yeah,
it's really done the muscularity on
tricep on
it
this
is
side.
done very, very, very well, and it's definitely masculine to fuck. But there's a femininity, a little bit of a femininity in the face, and it just reminds me of the comics. That's all. I think a little bit.
Jesus, what kind of women you dated? He's got a fucking
Don't
box beard.
Well, it happens at the circus stays at the circus, okay? I think they did a really, really great
She's
job.
got paid well as the bearded lady.
I'm a bit gutted, to be honest, that this is not going to see the light of day.
Well,
Um,
there's I've got very, very mixed feelings with. I mean, I am very, very disappointed with the fact that it's not getting made. I'm very, I think it's like a crime not to be made and not to be in people's collections. Part of me though is actually a little bit relieved because I have no clue where the fuck I would have put this.
if I was going to, if right now Deep and me were sitting down, we're having a beer, right, and he said to me, George, I'm making the piece, tell me what you would change about it. I would say, lose this, cut this off, lose them steps, lose that pillar as well, and have more of it circle, no steps, a little bit, so change this angle here, try and put all the same, light up the same, figure the same, everything is spot on, but I would just cut this off here, can cut that off there and lose the pillars and try and change the diameters just a little bit from how wide this base is. That's my own, because I'm talking about practicality wise. If this was a production piece, you know, this is a fucking showstopper. This is a museum like piece. You'd have it and you'd go, fuck. But for it to be practical, I think you could probably lose 4 or 5 inches off here, off each side.
But I think that adds to the wow factor. So
it totally does. I'm just talking about practicality, not practicality.
So yeah. I mean, if I was to kind of change things, the things I would actually do was I would add more light ups, which I did mention to the
What would you add? The light ups to what?
I would make this light up.
Yeah, that'd be fucking bad.
I would make.
They've done that well though.
I think this is done really well. I'd make the sword light up, and then I'd go over to Lino's sword and make the Eye of Omens light up, and maybe even his Thundercats.
See, this is where me and you would differ, because I would only have Mumm-Ra's eyes and
I don't think his chest piece needs to light up.
Does it light up?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. See, for me, I really think the translucent resin they've done on the Powerball and the swords I wouldn't touch it. I won't want to compromise the integrity of it. I think it's done really, really well. I mean, from here, when I'm looking at it with the light on it, it's crazy. It looks unbelievable, and so does the ball as well. So I won't bother.
What we'll do is we'll plug it in and actually try and show the light up. It's a bit light in here to show the light up, but we'll try and get that on camera. If I come round here, basically you take this piece off, and again, I mean, this is something I would change, but again, it's very unlikely that would have been there. It would have been there. And also, it looks like that is a USB, which looks like you would daisy chain to something else to charge something else. I might be wrong though.
Could have been for the next pieces.
Yeah.
Right,
what am I doing? All right, so we're in there, and it comes straight on. So there you go. So you got this so kind cool. of like a pulsing kind of light to it.
Oh, that's so cool, man.
There you go.
Fuck, that's badass. It looks wicked. Oh shit! I didn't see.
So and then you got the chest there again. It's quite light in here, so I'm hoping that translates very well. And then you got his eyes lit up.
His eyes look great.
I think his eyes.
I agree though. The chest probably not needed.
I don't think the chest is needed, but I think the eyes are great.
The eyes are great.
And I think the base with the pulsing effect, I think that's a really, really nice idea.
That's beautiful.
Really nice idea.
It's beautiful, man. It's a really nice light up, dude. Crazy.
So I'm just going to turn all these back on. Film me, by the way, so you can talk.
No, I'm gutted, really. I really think this deserved to see the light of day. I really think it should have done. Yeah. Hopefully now we've got to do this, and hopefully maybe Eddie can do something with it and try and recoup something or get something out of it. Somebody deserves to get it. I want to keep it. I would love to keep it.
Where would you put it?
I think this is a standalone. I would have this somewhere else in another room. My wife wouldn't like it, but I would try and push it. I would tell her, it's one of a kind, please. Yeah. But I'm super impressed with it, man. I'm devastated that it didn't work out the way people wanted it to. Well, in a time now, there's a lot of choice. For me,
there's a whole other video, but there is so much choice out there. I think the demise of this project was
more licensing.
The licensing issues. They didn't have worldwide license for it, so they had Asia and some other places. So if it would have been a US license, that is where most of the customers will be.
Yeah, I agree.
You're going to have them in US or China's sort of Asia is a huge market as well.
Yeah.
But US is massive. Even just by looking at our channel, I think 90% of our viewers is US. So it's huge.
They've got a big collecting community out there. I mean, it's just a shame.
Yeah. So I mean, so I think, that was one of the demises. I think there was a few delays with the artist, and it just dragged the project on. And then the Warner Brothers license was coming up to review, and it would cost a lot of money to review. And apparently, I think they were being a bit difficult with changes and things.
Always.
So it was just a bad combination of a lot of things.
It's a shame, man. It's a shame when it goes like that. I always think as well, that when there's that sometimes waiting for the pre-order things and going by just those numbers alone is a mistake.
Well, we had quite a lot of people when I posted that it was cancelled. A lot of people said I was waiting until you reviewed it.
I'm under no illusion.
Yeah.
Listen, I look at a lot of the big players. They release things, they put the numbers out there, and then when the reviews start coming, that shit's gobbled up if it's good. And I think this would have been the same. So you've got 17 pre-orders. I mean, they would have got more. There would have been more. You would have tripled that by the time that this started coming into hand.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't think the price is an issue. I think it was quite well priced.
I agree.
The other side of it though was there was another piece which is a very similar scale to this, which is I keep bringing up again, which is the Devilman versus Amon, and that's a worldwide license, and arguably that is a much less known character.
Yeah.
I know it and I love Devilman, but I would have thought Thundercats would have been
Much more sought after.
had a bigger fan base, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And that sold out 200 in 2 weeks.
I'm sure.
So it's.
But what price point was that too?
That was $8.10.
Yeah, that's.
That was cheap as hell.
Yeah, but you're only talking $190. You know, only, isn't it?
Yeah.
$8, $10, $190. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not a big difference. It's not a big enough real difference for it. I mean, what was the ES on that?
200.
Oh wow. Yeah. See.
I just said it about 4 times.
Yeah, I won't listen. The thing is, I think that, you know, for me, I really think prototypes should go out for when they're done. They should go out for review to us. Yeah.
No one
and then let people decide from there, because I honestly think that's the key.
Well,
That will
again,
fucking
again,
you get more. I mean, pictures don't. It's the same with me. It's hard.
I think. I mean, well, don't like to bring them up, but Imaginary Marts, when they sent the prototype out for Hulkbuster and the prototype out for Aquaman, that boosted their sales.
They sold out, man.
Considerably
We sold them
well.
out completely.
Yeah.
And they're two great pieces as well.
Yeah.
Even, you know, people want to talk. I mean, Aquaman's a fucking good piece. If people see it in person, they'll be like, wow. And Reali hated that. Michael Reali hated that piece. Came to my house, looked at it, and was like, oh wow.
Yeah.
Makes a big difference, bro. Oh, I'm gutted, man.
Anyway.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah. That's the way the cookie crumbles. You can't win them all. So thanks for watching, guys. I think this is going to be quite a long one, and thanks for sticking by us with this
Patience.
with this. I'm trying to think, like showcase maybe.
Yeah.
It's not a review. And yeah, let's see what happens.
Like, comment, subscribe, and share, and keep your eye out, man. I'm trying to talk it, you know, deep into doing something with this piece. We'll work on it. You know, it does deserve to go somewhere, whether it be a museum or auctioned off, or it needs to do something. So keep your eye on the sky, and maybe you could get your hands on it. Who knows? But we're going to try our best to twist his arm and see what we can make him do.
Well, what I thought would have been a great idea would have been if he would have done like a raffle or something, get a Singapore toy and get a Comic Con. That would probably been quite a good way to recoup some losses.
I would put a ticket in.
Yeah.
I'd buy a bundle.
I don't think we can win it because it would look well dodgy.
but listen anyway. So much love, people, and let us know what you think, man. Are you gutted? Are we right with the pre-order idea? Oh, you know, was it premature at 17 to just cut it? You know, should that have been released? Should the prototype have gone out and then maybe patience and hope that the numbers increase? Which way? Let us know. Much love.
Thank you, guys. Oh shit.
I'll do the intro. Chewing in class, motherfucker. See me after lesson. In your dirty pocket and all. Stay tuned, see what we think, yeah? Alright?
That was a bit shit, that one.
Thank you.
Well, I do all standard.
High standards. You on. Stop clean, motherfucker. I'll get on point. And let me do my intro again. But stay tuned to hear what we think, yeah? Peace. Alright?
Didn't really fly, but yeah.
What do I... I'm fucking so full of shit, man.
We've been putting out about this piece, showing people. Actually, we're doing the intro, aren't we? For fuck's sake.
You really fucking rambled that
Go
shit.
stop. Yeah, go stop it and start it. Sorry,
What the fuck happened there? Like chat.
Got well carried away.
Where we?
Base.
Alright, so what we do is we look at the base, so work our way down from
All different sized rocks as well. You've got some smooth ones, some rough ones, small bits, big. It's really nice.
There you go.
Stop.
Actually, we'll go on to that after. Fuck